So let's start with a basic clean. So I step back from the club, take a hold of it. You can grab it anywhere along the shaft. The whole shaft is there for your use. So from here, back, and snap it up. Now, watch it from the side. Now you can hold your club like so. Remember that you want to have your connection all the way to the spine. You want to be well rooted inside your body with this club, so you're not putting all the effort into your hand or your forearm to try and hold it. So, from here then, we can do your basic shoulder cast. From the front, we can go right into a shield cast. So over the head, far shoulder. Now one of the things you want to be aware of is the tendency is that you'll hold the club in one spot all the time. But remember, you've got the space, so if you're using a single hand, you can be all over this area. So it's going to be a little harder if you're farther towards the pommel. It's going to be a little less because you've changed the leverage a little bit if you're in closer to the barrel of the club. So let's take a look at then. We just were doing a shield cast. What we can do is alternate the shield cast in. And that's the nice thing about having the longer shaft. All right. So let's think about some of the other movements that we do with clubs, whether they're wooden clubs or Clubbells or all steel club, doesn't matter. Because remember, any kind of club you have, including just a piece of a limb that you're using, you can use in all the different club movements. Don't get stuck into old traditions, ancient traditions. Create your own tradition, right here, right now, today. So, how about if we do a one-handed mill, or what we call a single cross? So I'm going to choke up a little bit on this, so it's going to clear the deck a little bit better without my having to bend my elbow excessively. And there's your basic mill or single cross. Of course, you know that we could do what? Change the direction, it would have the reverse mill, or what we call the salute. So, being careful of my rock here. Do not hit a rock with your wooden club, or your steel club for that matter. So there's your basic reverse mill, or what we call the salute. All right. So, we can also do the full-on swipe. So we're working the side circle. All right. Then let's take a look at it with two hands. So we can do round the back, much like you would be doing it if you were using a mace. And you can see that it's basically a shield cast, but with two hands. Did you see that? So here's one hand, two hands. Now, you You can also go all the way through. You can do a 360. Keep in mind, too, that there are some people that teach mesas or gata, and they always are showing the position. You hold it down low. We call this the 1 position. We call this the 2 position. We call this the 3 position. So let's take a look at using the 36-inch club in a 3 position. From up here, right? Okay. So you can see that even with a long club, if you're a little creative, you can get yourself rolling with it pretty well. Let's do two-handed. We'll put a little rotational energy into the package. And we'll come from our basic side guard position, bring it across, and flip it up. So we're basically doing the pendulum type move. Okay, now, if we wanted to take this and then turn it into a two-handed mill or cross, we could easily do so. Or we could reverse it. So, many, many, many different ways you can use your long wooden club. Remember that one of the great things about having a lot of different kinds of equipment is you can bring all sorts of different challenges into your work or your play out, and the bottom line is that that's what we want, is lots of diversity. We don't want to keep doing the same thing all the time. So for example, we can do a shoulder cast to a squat, come up, do the other side, squat. We can come down, do a barbarian squat with the arms out in front. There's all sorts of ways that you can use your clubs. Be creative, improv, modify, customize. Do what makes your heart sing. Explore it, and as you discover what works well for you, pass it forward.